From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, March 27th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.65 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,348 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $16, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,955. Antiwar.com reports U.S. military involvement in Yemen doesn't often get a lot of attention, and that's by design. Involvement in the Saudi invasion, despite being well documented, is increasingly controversial and has the Pentagon on the defensive with opposition in Congress. But joint U.S.-UAE operations in Yemen are something different, as they focus not on fighting Shiite forces, but on the Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula forces in the south. These are not wholly disconnected conflicts, as the Saudi invasion and the focus on the Shiites gave Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula the opening to seize substantial territory around the country. U.S. officials are eager to hype the UAE operations because they're against Al-Qaeda. Defense Secretary James Mattis presents the operation as a model for the region, and other officials try to present it as vindication for U.S. involvement in Yemen. The Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula fight, however, is more drone strikes than naval blockades, starving millions. The UAE is also very eager to hype this cooperation, saying it proves the majority of their own military forces that the U.S. is willing to cooperate with them so closely. The UAE has been spending massive money increasing the military size and looking at more regional wars, conflicts they probably envision U.S. will also be involved with. As far as the current partnership goes, there is little reason to believe the U.S. won't be up for more wars. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Linda Brown, who was the center of the Brown v. Board of Education case that helped desegregate public schools in the United States, has died. She was 76. Brown was 8 years old when her father, Oliver Brown, attempted to enroll her in a whites-only public school near their home in Topeka, Kansas, but the school denied her entry and said she had to go to the blacks-only school further away. Oliver Brown responded by filing a lawsuit against the state, which was then joined with similar lawsuits in several other states before the cases appeared before the Supreme Court as the landmark Brown v. Board of Education. In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled in the plaintiff's favor, saying segregation is a denial of equal protection of the laws. Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvement, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports an emergency fuel shutoff switch had been accidentally tripped moments before a fatal crash of a helicopter in New York's East River on March 11th, according to a pilot speaking to the National Transportation Safety Board in a preliminary report released on Monday. The Eurocopter AS-350, chartered by Liberty Helicopters of New Jersey, crashed, killing all 5 passengers after a private photo shoot trip over New York City. The pilot, who escaped, also told the NTSB that the engine trouble started shortly after a passenger slid across the seat and leaned back to take a picture. The pilot also said he saw part of a passenger's restraint harness underneath the switch as the aircraft was going down. The pilot said he was committed to impact, and when he reached down for the emergency fuel shutoff lever, he realized that it was in the off position. The NTSB said the pilot told investigators that as the craft was flying along the eastern side of Central Park, the front seat passenger turned sideways, slid across the double bench seat towards the pilot, leaned back, and extended his foot to take a photograph of his feet outside the helicopter. The engine trouble began shortly after that, according to the pilot, who also said he briefly considered landing in Central Park, but there were too many people. The FAA on March 16th ordered an end to all so-called doors-off helicopter rides unless passengers are equipped with quick-release restraints. 2 of the 5 passengers died at the scene, and 3 were taken to local hospitals where they died later. Officials said they had been tightly harnessed, and their harnesses had to be cut and removed to free them. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.